Hello there. And once again, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to this special show. See, it's the Ryan and Claude show, and of course, my business partner and the first podcaster here, Ron Maguire, is here with me. And see, it's a big pleasure for two of us to welcome to the show. Uh, One of the big hitters in this space, one of the most experienced heads you can actually get in Arsenal football out there. He's respected, by most Arsenal fans and Arsenal fan base. Actually, he runs the Arsenal History and More channel. You all know him. You all know him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jez Collins, the legendary Jez Collins. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you to you guys for inviting me on. It's an absolute pleasure and an honour to come on your show. And sorry I couldn't do it last week. Had other commitment. It's busy going on other channels and
on other channels, right?
I'm pleasure to be here tonight with you guys.
Yeah, Ryan. You took a sabbatical last week, so it's just nice to have episode 11 of the Ryan and Claude show, isn't it?
Yeah, last week was heavy and there was a bit of everything was going on, but we're back like Arsenal, back with a bang. So yeah, Jez, great to have you, mate. Good to have you here. Thanks.
Good to have you here. It's a big honor to have you here. See, Jez, this show is actually a calmer one, but I would like to just put you into the game, like straight up into the game. Seriously, how can you take us through what happened in that last game against Nottingham Forest, and what was your thought process throughout that match, but in the first half and in the second half?
Well, we started off with intensity, which we've seen in quite a few games this season. But we sat back, we let Nottingham Forest come on top of us the last 20 minutes. We lost our shape, we looked poor. And it was that point in time where this is my concern with Mikel Arteta. He seems, and he proved me wrong, I will admit, on Sunday. He seems to have one game thought. And when we went 1-0 up and Nottingham Forest were coming on us, he looked so lost. But got through. Second half started. My one criticism for him was the very first injury on Şaka. He should have been taken off. He was clearly not right. And we've seen this, unfortunately, with Mikel Arteta. He seems to persist with keeping players on the pitch when, in fact, they should be taken off. The second half, he came out. He made the necessary changes, tactical changes, which I thought were a bit confusing. But he brought on Reece Nelson, totally changed the game. 2 quality goals, 8 minutes of football, game's over. Nottingham Forest are dead. I was a bit confused with the substitutions he made with in the defence, but it proved right. And we were on the score, 2 more goals to beat Nottingham Forest very comfortably. I mean, we should have beaten Nottingham Forest very comfortably.
We should. We definitely should.
They are a very poor team, bottom of the league. I fear for them. I think they'll be going down. Even though they bought a hell of a lot of players in the summer transfer window, clearly not the standard required. And we went on. Great result, and we march on once again.
Yeah. Ryan, you've heard Jez Collins. What's your take on that?
No,
and most importantly, I would like you to shed light on what he said about Mikel Arteta and that change that should have come up, quite quickly. I clearly do understand that. So, what's your thought process about the match and the concerns that Jez, just
Yeah.
enlightened us on?
Yeah, I mean, as always, I 100% agree with Jez there. With what you're saying in the first half, when it looked like what was going to happen. What happened against Southampton, that we would just drop off, allow Southampton on us. They got the equaliser, could have got a winner. You know what I mean? It looked like it was going that way until whatever was said at half time, whatever he's done, whatever he said to him, it kick-started him for that second half. But with the Saka substitution, obviously, it was too late. It just obviously when we're playing well, you're going to stick with the same team all the time, aren't you? But we've had a couple of results. Obviously, we had the draw. Look at the games where we was winning, we were scraping the wins, and the performances looked like they were going down a bit. But it's the same 11 every week, which obviously we're winning. So you might say that's a good thing, but it reeks of not having a plan B, doesn't it? It means it's like the reason he's not taking Saka off is because he's not got faith in anyone to come on and perform as well as him or nearly as well. Obviously, when Reiss Nelson came on, if anyone says that they thought he would play as well as he did, they're lying. They would have been that thought, like, I hope he can perform, because we know we've seen Reiss Nelson from young, and we know what he's capable of, but it's showing it. You know what I mean? And there is the inside where you think Reiss Nelson could smash it, like what Saka's done, just go to the next level. He's capable of that, Nelson, but we're just not seeing it enough, and he's not playing that much, which tells you that Arteta's not seeing it either. Maybe, he might be coming back from an injury, so that could be why. But to me, it was just because we've not a plan B. We've not anyone to come in and replace him. You're thinking, why didn't they then sign someone in the summer or something like that? Maybe. But I think it's just something to do with that. They're trying to get the most out of them, as much out of them as they can before they bring on the change that might not be as good or not close to enough. But obviously Nelson come on, and credit where credit's due. An absolute stormer. So fair play to him.
Fair play. See, Jez, because while Ryan too was also talking, about that change down there, it leads us to something: our squad depth. Because Ryan, you just said something here. There's no trust in who would actually come in and replace Saka. See, Jez, I want you to have your take on this. Arsenal, for some reason, are top of the table right now. We're legitimately title challenges, whether people like it or not. At least people should be taking us serious. What do you have to say about our squad depth right
Shocking.
now?
Not good enough. And we've seen in the previous 6 games prior to the last weekend, the cracks were starting to appear. We got away with it. We got lucky. We won ugly. Now, I'm not going to say there's anything wrong in winning ugly. We remember the George Graham era, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Lucky Arsenal. And out of that, we won a league title. So you can't always play pretty football and expect to win games and be awesome. No, it doesn't happen like that. I mean, in the year of the Invincibles, we had a lot of draws that year, but we won a league title without losing a game. There was games in that league, in that season, where we were 1-0 down and we will win a 2-1. But get back to your point. We do not have the depth of squad or the quality of players to go there again. And yes, what Ryan was saying, quite right, valid point. We quite right at the moment. Mikel Arteta is sticking to the same starting 11. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. But if we have a player gets an injury, let's say like Şaka did, let's say like Xhaka nearly did, it's a proven point last season when Partey came back from the AFCON, he was injured, we lost him, and our midfield was shocking. So it proves to me we do not have. If you look at that bench, it is championship level.
Yeah.
We have Hine as goalkeeper, unproven, right? We have Reece Nelson, who came on, a proven player, very injury prone. Yes. Came on and did a job. He did a job, and I hope he starts on Thursday night, in my opinion.
He has to start, definitely. At least after getting 2 goals, he has to start. At least in Europa League of all places.
Pablo Vieira, a young player, has come in. I think he will get better. He's not big enough. He's not bulky enough to play in the Premier League. He gets knocked off the ball far too easy, which I predicted that when he first came to Arsenal. But that will get better. He'll bulk up.
I heard he's in the gym 3 times in a week. That's what he said. He said that he's going to the gym 3 times in a week to bulk up. So after separate training sessions in Colney Centre, he goes to the gym separately just to bulk up for the Premiership. That's what he said.
He needs to, right? He needs a dietitian to put some fat on him. I don't mean fat, but bulk his muscles up, because he's just not big enough for the Premier League. I think he's a class player, but he's not going to lead the midfield. There's no way. So I'm concerned in that factor. And I totally agree with what Ryan said, and I'll endorse every word you said, man, is that we do not have the depth of squad to win the Premier League at this point in time. I don't believe we will do the business in the January transfer window. And
that's a separate thing entirely.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is. But at this point in time, we're getting away with it. We have fluked some games. We fluked it against Leeds, and we got away with it against Southampton. I mean, it is what it is.
But Jess, I do have a problem when people say that we won the game against Leeds by luck. See what happened to Liverpool. Liverpool went down to, they put them to the sword. This same Leeds team put Chelsea to the sword at home in Ellen Road, 3-0. And Arsenal somehow goes to Ellen Road, comes out of there unscathed, with a 1-goal win, 3 points in the bag. And, and people are just saying we got lucky. But legitimately, they just beat up Liverpool. They beat up Chelsea Football Club this season. So can you compare and contrast these things in relation to Arsenal winning there and getting 3 points, and we're not being looked upon as title challengers?
Liverpool and Chelsea. Liverpool are poor at the moment. They're missing Mane. Chelsea are very inconsistent. I mean, look what happened against Brighton at the weekend. They were overturned badly. And I'm sure you're going to come on to the point at the weekend where we go down the bridge. And these are 2 teams that are up and down one week or the other. So you can't compare that result against Arsenal, because we went there, we went 1-0 up and we sat back. And this is the problem with Arteta. We go 1-0 up, we lack the intensity. Leeds United, let's be honest, were honest. But thankfully, we got away with it. We got away with that. And that is what I call winning ugly. And we won ugly. We got away with it. And it was, I'm sorry to have to tell you, it was a lucky win.
Ryan, do you agree with that? That it's a lucky win? And see, yeah, even in that invincible season, see, let me just reiterate this: Arsenal had the best start to a season this year by who no other than Mikel Arteta. Uh, Ryan, you've heard what our special guest here said. Do you agree totally with what he said? And if you don't agree in some things, just lay it bare. Let's hear it. That's why we're here. We're here to learn.
I mean, it's definitely a valid point. There's no reason arguing against it because of the way we pretty much scraped it. You can call it winning ugly. That's fine. You can call it winning lucky. That's fine. They're kind of. I was just happy, and even if it was ugly or lucky, I was very happy with it anyway because it's a win. It's one of them wins that we've not done in the past couple of years where we've had to scrape. If we've had to scrape or if we've had to put it, or if we've had to play win ugly, we've not been able to do it, have we? So the fact that we was able to do it, it shows a lot of promise. Then obviously champions win when they don't play well, so or challengers or whatever what you want to say, win when they don't play well. So I was happy with it like that. So, but yeah, it's one of them, and there's no point arguing against it because it's very understandable. Sometimes when you believe something or you like something, you can understand that other people don't. So yeah, so
But
each point,
but again, you have to grind out results, right? That's part of a championship winning team, right, Ryan?
yeah, exactly exactly. That's what I mean. Like so, you'll see it like especially if you look at the United's dominance under Fergie. How many of their games did they win in the 93rd, 94th, 95th minute?
Yeah.
So it's one of it's them performances that you have to do if you want to be challenged. We can't just blow everyone away 5-0 every week like
5 days every week, right? Yeah,
like
I totally agree with you, Ryan. You know that there are some games you just have to grind it out, and just get the just get the full points and add it to your tally. Those are the games you will look back behind, when the season ends and say, yeah, we really did, get this point from these tough places. I don't know, for some reason, Leeds are in they're really fighting for their lives right now. Jordan Marsh is fighting for his job right now. I really do think that team is better than what they're actually giving out right now. Maybe sooner or later, Arsenal will be able to look back and say, hey, those points were real precious points to get. But you know what, Jess? I'll go straight up to you again. See, the board came out. We're just talking about squad depth here. Personally, I don't think we have enough squad depth. But I do think that Arteta is going to challenge for the league title. That was what I said starting up the season. But when I saw wins against Liverpool and our composure in the win against Tottenham Hotspurs, I declared that Arsenal is going to win the league this season. So that's my opinion this season. I can be mocked about, I can be laughed at, with that theory or with that idea or opinion. But seriously, the proof is in the pudding. Right now, we're first, we're topping that table right now. The proof is there. But I'll just take a step back right now. We're talking about squad depth. And talking about squad depth, right now that we're in the first on that table, at least for now, right now, we do need to go into that January transfer window and dip our hands into it. Now, the rumors coming from the club, Jazz, is that Arsenal just has a meager £50 million to give to the manager, to boost his fight and his challenge for the league title. Are the board members down there in Arsenal, are they smoking, or is that 50 million okay? Jess, what can you say?
Right, and I think we need to put that 50 million into context. We all know modern transfer deals, no club pays the cash up front. If you went out and bought a player for 90 million in that transfer window, you're not going to spend up. You're not going to write a check out. There's 90 million. It's all done. We all know nowadays it's all done over a period of time. It might be £15 million a month. for the next 2 years. It might be bit part here, bit part there. Negotiation contract deals now are so complicated, far more complicated than I have any knowledge of. So it's £50 million up front in Edu's hand. May say, okay, we've got these 4 players we're looking at, and we're going to buy this player for 30 million, this player for 40, this player for 25, this player for 20. And that will cover the initial payment over months and months and months and months. And it's all down to agents and negotiation. The only question I'll say to you, Tony, is, and Ryan, how good is Edu at negotiating these deals? Bearing in mind, he bought a player in the summer window, paid 3 million for, when we could have had him for free. Absolutely zilch money.
That's Marquinhos from Brazil.
Okay. Why? What? Tell me what that is all about. I do have confidence that Arsenal will buy, but will they buy the right players? This is the fact. We clearly need a top striker. I don't mean an average striker like Nketiah. In my book, is an absolute waste of space. Should never have been given 100 grand a week. The guy is absolute pony, and he's proven himself to be rubbish. So, in my book, if he doesn't up his game, he needs to be hooked and gone and got rid of. The guy's just not good enough. We need a top-class striker. Jesus is a great player. He's not a 20-goal-a-man player. He never has been. He had his time at Man City, and he never, ever broke that. So we need somebody else. What I'm glad to see, guys, is the midfield at long last is starting to contribute goals. We've got Xhaka, a man possessed, changed his whole gameplay because Arteta is playing him in the position he plays for bloody Switzerland. Right? Attacking midfielder. Yeah. We've got Thomas Partey. Not the greatest striker of the ball, but he scored a worldie against Nottingham Forest. Great goal. My personal man of the match on Sunday. And Odegaard's knocking a few in. A player I still think needs to up his game because he goes missing. But it's going to be it's going to be a very interesting time, this January transfer window, because we've got the World Cup. It'll be the biggest shop window for players in the world going into a January transfer window. It's never, ever happened before. There's going to be a lot of teams out there looking at those players in the World Cup, seeing who's performing, seeing who isn't. It'll be an interesting time, that's for sure.
Ryan, £50 million to spend in January. Bro, please let it all out. Let your heart sing.
I don't know. We don't know how true it is or how. Do you know what I mean? So it's not come straight from the horse's mouth, has it? It's just come from rumours. There's strong rumours, to be fair, but I agree with.
Well, you know, they're setting truth in this type of rumours. That's what Arsenal Football Club do. They peddle rumours. You know, they push rumours out there just to sample public opinion first before they, see if it's something good or if it's something that, the whole fan base, can eat it up. But what do you think? Let's get back straight to you.
So obviously we're fighting on all the fronts that we can be fighting on at the minute. Looks like we're going for the Premier League. It looks obviously we're going for the Europa League, which is what I wanted us to do. This season is to try our best to win that, and then we've got the other cups into it. We need to be as strong as we possibly can be, and doing that is adding to the squad. We need at least 2 players to come into the actual first 11. Never mind to help with the bench. I think we definitely need two. We definitely need two players that can go into the first 11, and then we need to strengthen the bench. So, to have a measly 50 million, even obviously 100% that you've got an upfront fee that you'd pay, and then you've got your bonus clauses and all that. I'm sure we've all played Football Manager. We know how it works, but we still will need more than that because 20 nowadays, and for the caliber of player that we need to bring in now,
exactly,
that's only that might be the upfront fee for 1.5 players. Like a club is going to want to demand in the excess of 50, 60. We're going to need to put down 45% of that at least. So your 50 million has got pretty much gone. You've got another. You know what I mean? It's just not enough. We just need more now. Like you're saying, if they're peddling the rumors to see how the fans take it, then that's even more stupid because the fans obviously aren't going to like it. That's just as daft. But that wouldn't surprise me. So hopefully it's more. Hopefully they're playing the cards close to the chest. Hopefully we'll just have to see. But yeah, if the question is that enough? The answer is no. It is not enough. If we want to win the league, if we wanna survive relegation, it still might not be enough because Nottingham Forest have spent nearly 200 million. So, and like Jez said, obviously, I can't remember which one said it, but we've got the World Cup before the January transfer window, and obviously, like this hasn't happened before. This usually happens before the summer transfer window. The players go out in the World Cup, perform as best as they can. Names will come up that you won't know. People's values skyrocket. So there's the chance this January, there's the chance this January that we'll see more money spent than in any other January, mainly because it's after the World Cup. Values have skyrocketed. Clubs jump on that as quick as they can.
Yeah.
Well, if we only got 50 million when other clubs could possibly be absolutely splurging, we very well could get left behind. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully it's all smoke and mirrors, but we'll just have to see.
See, Brian. Okay, yeah, Jess.
That's a very good point. Very, very good, valid point.
But Ryan always gives valid points. He's a professional. Hey, Ryan, Jess just bigged you up. Do you know what that means? A legend just bigged you up.
Did you not see that? Did you not see my heart come out my chest? It's shocking.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to go back to a case in point here, gents and ladies in the chat. A certain Mr. Edu Gaspar made the statement, start of the season, it's all now about trophies. He made that statement.
Very important. Very important.
So he has to now deliver. Arteta has to deliver. If they don't deliver the Premier League or the Europa League, they're gone. No more excuses. That's it. And the fact, Ryan, what you just made there, great point in the fact about the transfer money. Yeah, as I agree with you. It's the biggest transfer window ever in world football for a January transfer window. It's never, ever happened before. So every team in Europe and world football, and we're not talking about just Europe, we're talking about South America, all around the world, are going to be looking at players. And we all know nowadays, guys, don't we? When Arsenal go knocking on the door, you might be looking at a £40 million player. Arsenal knocking the door, it's suddenly 50. Used to happen with Man United back in time. You know, a £30 million player, they'd spend 45. And this is the problem we have to contend with now. And it's going to be an issue. But it's a great point, Ryan. Great point.
Yeah. I don't know where people are looking at, but Arsenal need a new centre back. I don't know where this 50 million is coming from, but Arsenal do need a centre back. Imagine if something happens to William Saliba, what is going to happen? He's the only rock we have there. Okay, Ben White is, but of course he's in that right back slot. So we do need a centre back. And Gabriel this season, for some reason, he has a mistake in him in every game. Even in that comfortable win with Nottingham Forest, there was a ball he just right in our 18-yard box. He passed it straight up to Lingard to score a goal. So it's now becoming a pattern for Gabriel to Magalhaes to kind of like there's a mistake in him waiting to surface. So we do need a centre back. We do need a replacement. Maybe not a like for like, but at least someone that is at least near to give him a competition in terms of Thomas Partey. So we need a central midfielder. We need a wide forward. Right now, we don't have it. See, uh, of course, we'll come back to that Rhys Nelson area, and we need a centre forward. See, I wanted the club to give Eddie a contract. I didn't say 100,000 in per week, but I just wanted them to give him a contract because I was tired of all our players, living for free. I wanted that rot to stop.
Hmm.
But it came at a cost because right now, Eddie Nketiah is backfired on me right now because Eddie Nketiah hasn't scored in 12 games. And it's very, very funny. He hasn't scored in the Premiership. It, that trust or that belief I had in him, it's dwindling right now because what aggravates that situation is because Gabriel Jesus is not scoring goals right now. But even if he's not scoring goals, he's putting up those assists, he's helping the team else off the ball. He's a leader. He's pressing. So I won't really, go at Gabriel Jesus. We need him in that team right now. At least his three assists, at least in the last game, shows us his importance to this team. But Eddie Nketiah, we need a replacement for Eddie Nketiah. We do need that, and that's four. And if you check it, four signings right now in that overinflated January market, you have to be talking about 150 million. So if the Arsenal board is ready to let their balls hang out there, they have to give this guy about 150 million in that January market if they want to win a trophy. To be very serious, we need a major surgery. At least not really major, but at least something that we could something that just like what Ryan said, we need at least two signings that will come into that first 11 and make a statement like instantly. And I propose Milinkovic Savage. We need that guy in the middle of the park. Do whatever you can do to get him. We need an Ivan Tony. At least is a step ahead of Eddie Nketiah by far. Is it the most perfect striker that I want? No, I want a Vlahovic because I believe that if Vlahovic is tall, he can handle the ball in and about the 18-yard box. He can bring in players, midfielders, wide forwards into the game. I like a Vlahovic. But hey, if we don't want to even, talk to these clubs, just go to Brentford and get us an Ivan Tony. So you see that we need in excess of 100 million to get all these things done. So it's a big problem. But you know what? I would like to go into our next topic. See, it came out in the news yesterday in the morning that Barcelona have earmarked Mikel Arteta to be their future boss. At least that was the grammatical text that came out with the vocabulary they used. So right now, Jez, I'll come to you, and then Ryan will have to answer this question too, because Ryan, I want to hear your take on this. Should he go to FC Barcelona right now, Jez? Don't you
Arteta.
think there's something that Barcelona is seeing in him right now that we Arsenal fans aren't appreciating to the fullest?
Sorry, I think that's I think whoever made that statement is an absolute idiot. No. Barcelona aren't looking at Arteta.
Are you serious,
The
Jez?
guy's unproven. What's he actually done? Fluked an FA Cup with a team that wasn't his. And what's he done since? All right, so Arsenal are top of the Premier League currently. If Mikel Arteta went on to win the Premier League, yeah, or the Europa League, I can understand maybe teams like Barcelona might have a little look over their shoulder and think, this guy's not too bad. Barcelona don't work in that avenue. They go for proven track record managers. They don't look at a Pep Guardiola cone man who hasn't actually done anything. But if Barcelona came in and said, we want to take Arteta, I'd say, bye-bye, go, see you later. Let's get Tuchel in. Or Simeone. Yeah? Proven managers. Players that have actually won and achieved. I mean, I'm sorry. I'll make this statement. If Mikel Arteta proves me wrong by winning the Premier League,
he's getting there. He's getting there.
I'll say fair play. I'll pop my hands up. I'll be the first to say you proved me wrong. After 4 years, you proved me wrong. And respect. Do I think he will? No.
That's a big one. Ryan, take it up from there. You've heard the legend himself. Can you go against the legend right now? I want to see. Let me see your cojones.
I know what you want, Tony. I know you want us to disagree. But again, I can't with the statement. I don't believe it that they're looking at him purely because they've got Xavi, a Barcelona legend, managing him at the minute. He's only been there a year and a half, or maybe not even that. He's young, a very young manager they've got themselves. So Barcelona, for me, are one of them kind of clubs that would look to have a manager stay there indefinitely. And with Xavi, they've got that kind of manager that they can keep for God knows how many years because he's young. It's very similar to Arteta. It's one of his first jobs. Obviously, it was in, was it China or somewhere like that? So he wasn't playing over here, so he wasn't as proven as what Jez said. So I might disagree there slightly that Barcelona maybe don't go for exactly proven. They have done before, but obviously Xavi maybe not. I think Guardiola just step up from
Frank
the youth.
Rijkaard was there. Enrique was there unproven before.
Yeah, Guardiola stepped up, didn't he? But obviously proved to be very good for him. But it seems to work with them when they do that. So obviously fair play. But I don't see any reason why they've looked at Xavi. I mean, why they've looked at Arteta when they've got Xavi. It makes no sense. It's like saying that Arsenal are looking at Vieira just because Vieira's doing well at Palace.
No, but Xavi's Barcelona team haven't caught it in the past 2 seasons. They came to the Europa League last season. They were beaten up. This season too, they were beaten up. The style of play is null and void. They're not doing quite well. So there's a reason to actually look for a coach right now because Xavi isn't the answer, innit?
I agree. Yeah, I agree that they're not playing to the standards they want. I think they'll give him time. But I don't know. When it comes to looking at Arteta, I can't see it. I think they're just because he's ex-Barcelona, they're looking at it because of that way. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, it didn't make much sense to me, to be fair.
Okay, so wait now, Ryan. If Barcelona come calling right now, would you offer up Mikel Arteta to leave? Because Jez has made his statement clear. Like, he's not a flip-flop. He's made his statement clear. I want to put you on that line too. If Mikel Arteta gets a call-up from Barcelona, please come and manage FC Barcelona right now. would you sanction that move for Mikel Arteta to leave our club, leave the youngsters he has brought into the fold, abandon ship and leave to Barcelona?
What youngsters we're talking about? The ones that Emery gave the debuts to?
Okay.
Not exactly. But yeah,
okay. Anything you want to say? But what would you do? What will you say?
Listen, at this very moment, I would say no, because the way we're playing, the position in the league, anything could come in and disrupt it. I wouldn't want that. I'd want it to carry on in the same vein as it is. So at this very moment, obviously, I'd say no, because I wouldn't want anything to disrupt it. Future wise, it just depends on whereabouts we are.
Will you consider it at the end of the season if he doesn't win a trophy for us? Would you consider him?
If he doesn't win a trophy, whether it's Barcelona or Accrington Stanley, he should be on his way.
On his way, because it's very important. See, Ryan, I respect you. He should win a trophy this season. That's what I've given him, and Jez knows why. I've said this on stream with Jez before. Ryan knows what I think about this too. I like Mikel Arteta. I see him as a coach that can be able to change things. And he's showing it right now that he has his own players in there. You can see the change. The change is there. It's there for the proof is in the pudding. It's there for us to see. Of course, when you check the kind of players he had when he arrived at the club, it was nothing to be desired. See, Jess, we had Mustafi and the traitor Koscielny handling our back four. Traitors handling and saboteurs handling our back four. It's a shambles. We had Lacazette, who couldn't score goals. We had an overinflated and overpaid player in Mesut Ozil in our midfield. He couldn't run. He couldn't chase the ball. He couldn't press. How can you win the league with such players? So, see, I'm not priding myself to be a good man, but I pride myself in being a fair man, very fair person. So I need to be fair to Mikel Arteta. That's how I look at it. It's not like I have anything personal with him or I fancy him or anything. It's just that I'm being fair to him, very fair. Because no one can tell me they would win the league with Mustafi and Koscielny. He needed a chance to get those guys off the wage bill, bring in his own players. And that's why I'm giving him to the end of this season. And let's see what's going to happen. Jez, you want to come in and say something, sir? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to quantify a point I was making there. I agree with Ryan that no, at this point in time, Arteta is doing a decent job. If Barcelona came in to break up the game, I'd say, no, don't fix something that ain't broke. If it came towards the end of the next season and Arsenal are sitting in fourth and we're not competing, Barcelona come in, then he goes. But I'll just make a point here. You're saying be fair to Arteta. Were Arsenal fair to Unai Emery? Were they fair to him after he got us to a Europa League final?
But he didn't win a trophy. He didn't win a trophy for us.
He got there, and
he got there, but he didn't win the trophy, sir.
He hasn't had anywhere near. He never got anywhere near the support Arteta's had, and that says to me they never wanted him. It was a stopgap to get him in, a bit like what Arsenal did with Bruce Rioch before they brought in Arsene Wenger. David Dein obviously had negotiated a deal with Arsene Wenger before Bruce Rioch came in. Bruce Rioch came in and it was a shock signing. I was shocked when he came in. And then all of a sudden this guy rocks up, Arsene Wenger from Grand Passé. We thought, who the hell's this? And he was a great manager. Let's get it right. He was a great, great manager. Changed Arsenal Football Club. But what do you say about being fair? Unai Emery wasn't treated fair. He never got the support from the Arsenal board he deserved. And we can't deny Unai Emery is a very, very good manager. He's won a damn sight more than Arteta. And so where's the support and where's the fairness?
I know, but at least we should not allow that culture to continue, right? I'm not I'm not a fan of sacking coaches every now and then, all the time. Let's give a coach 3 years to initiate a plan. This is his third year, and let's see what's up with him. If he doesn't perform, if he doesn't win the title this season, I'm not for top four. I'm not, I don't want that division because the Premier League has been watered down. I want to win the league this season. If he cannot get us the league this season, then he's not good enough for the job. Then he can leave. But I want him to leave knowing that he failed at Arsenal. Not knowing that I don't want any questions, any doubts to be like, oh, I didn't have the players I wanted. Oh, I had Koscielny at the back. How could I win? I don't want that excuse. I want, if he's leaving the club, let him leave fairly, knowing that he failed. Yeah, because if he leaves now, there's still that complaint there that, oh, I didn't have the players I needed. Because of course, Pep Guardiola has everything he needs in that Manchester Manchester City dugout, and he's improving. He's a good manager, but he has everything. So that's why I said, let's see what this guy has, to give now that he have his own players there. The time is near. By May, we'll understand where this team is going to. But for right now, I really do think he's proving people wrong. And to back that up, that leads me to my next question. It's a direct one. Ryan, and then Jez, you come into that. See, Ryan, it's a clear one. Are Arsenal title challengers right now and after 12 games? It's a direct one. That same question, back to Jez.
So, just before we jump onto that, I just want to go back to the Arteta thing just briefly because I just had a bit of a point. We always just want to improve, I think. So obviously last season we didn't expect to get the top four. We came close, fell off, came fifth. So for me, this season is all about getting into the Champions League, breaking into that in top four places, and then we're in the Europa League. So let's go for that big guns. That's for me. That's what we do. So if we break the top four, which looks like we are going to do. Looks easily at the minute, but we'll see. So if we get that top four places and then we really push on for the Europa League and I mean semi-final at least, and then if we're getting beat by the team that wins it, or we're getting beat by the team that have just played very well, a big team, or we lose in the final, then for me, that's when I'd keep Arteta and I'd rebuff any approach from Barcelona if we've broken into the top four, if we've broken into the top four and challenged for that Europa League, and that's when I wouldn't let him go. But like we've said, I wouldn't let him go at this moment. But money's talk's done it. If that big money bid came from Barcelona, I know for a fact there's managers out there that can come in and just carry on the way that we're going. There's them big managers that Jez named, and there's other managers as well that can come in and keep steady anyway. So it wouldn't be anywhere near the end of the world. So that's my take on that. And then we'll go on to the title challengers, and I will say 100% yeah. At the minute, we are definitely title challengers. Because who else is there challenging for that title at the minute? There's us, Man City, and then what looks like United and Newcastle at the minute, because Liverpool aren't challenging. Tottenham look like they're kind of close to getting top four. I've seen discussions today about how it will be a failure for Tottenham to not get top four. And a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about winning the league. So they've gone from winning the league to getting Champions League places. So that shows you what a couple of weeks in the Premier League can do to you. And Conte's losing his hair again, you know what I mean? So, no offense, Jez. So we just need, like I said, I do believe we're title challengers, and I honestly believed it after winning 2-0 at Crystal Palace. And you can call me stupid all you want, but the way we played in that game was country miles better than what we've done at them kind of stadiums in them kind of games for the past God knows how many years, since 2004 possibly. So yeah, I do thoroughly believe that with title challenges. Do I believe we're going to win it? It's a different question. But at the minute, 100%, I think we are.
Okay.
And if we can strengthen in January, we can just keep going.
Okay, before I go to Jez with that same question, I want to big up everyone who have come to the show. See, there's a Champions League match, and for you guys to just come here and be with me with this legend here, Jez Collins and Ryan, of course. Thank you very much. God bless you guys. Big up to my members, members of my channel, Anthony Herbert. God bless you. Amy Baba, a Crest member. God bless you. Bagav is not here. But thank you, DWTT. Thank you, Chelsea Dan. Thank you, BX Guna. Thanks for coming around. And Chelsea OG, my friend and my brother. Thanks for coming around too. And T, yeah. Right now, I'll just give you a little bit of a of a nickel right here. See, Tottenham Hotspur's Jez is losing right now. They're in halftime right now, and they're losing to Marseille right now. And Son has been stretched off the pitch to the treatment table with a serious head injury. So Marseille won and Tottenham Hotspur nil. Mbemba actually scored that goal. And right now, Sporting CP have just scored a goal against Eintracht Frankfurt. So Tottenham Hotspurs might actually be be back to the Europa League where they belong. I'm sorry, but but Sporting CP is actually leading that table, and Marseille is in second right now. See, Jez.
Tony, I'll just come in there one brief second.
Yeah.
Because I'm dying to say it. Obviously, Tottenham are now in third in their group, could come into the Europa League. Let's get Deji on and talk about that Champions League winning prediction that he made and how much of a blunder that's going to turn out to be.
Oh, Deji Spurs. I can't wait for you to come here on Thursday. See, Jez Collins, I want to do this as briefly as, because I already know what because me and you have had good chats, of course, of football many times. So I do know what you think. Is Arsenal or are Arsenal title challenges? A quick one, because I have something else for you.
Well, yeah, at the moment we are. We can't deny it. And respect to Mikel Arteta. I can't deny it. Okay. My views on Mikel Arteta are not personal. They're not. I just don't think he is the manager that is going to win us the Premier League. I've said before, if he goes and does it, I'll be the first to say, hands up, well done, Mikel Arteta, you proved me wrong. And I will now support you. But I still think there's far too many vagrancies in the way he plays.
Yeah.
He has one style of play, which, in fairness to him, he brought on some strange changes at that game on Sunday. I didn't understand them. I don't think a lot of people understood them. And then he brought on another change and switched players around. And by then, let's be honest, the game was over. So it wasn't really that a brilliant tactical change. But if he continues on the way he's going, if he goes in, if we reach the World Cup and we're in first, then great news. But we always know, how many times have we seen Arsenal go into January in first spot, and then fall apart?
Well, Jez, not in recent seasons, Jez. Not in recent seasons. The last time we had a competitive crack at it was in the season when Leicester won the league title. Apart from that, tell me when has Arsenal mounted something like this? Last season, our first 3 matches were put to the sword. This season, it's a different story. And we've also had our best start to a Premier League title or to a Premier League season ever that even beats up what we had in the invincible season, and no one genuinely is looking at this as a valid stat. I don't understand it.
Remains, this is the best start Arsenal have ever had to a season in history. Ever. Arsenal have never ever gone on a winning streak of their first 9 games in history. And that starts back in 1886. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you get from Jess Collins. Please make sure you go and subscribe to Arsenal History and More, his channel. You will get more of that. If you want to know about the history of Arsenal, he takes it, piece by piece. He does that. That's his wheelhouse. Go and subscribe to that channel right now. Yeah, continue, Jess.
well, it's fact. I mean, you can't deny it. And fair play to the team and fair play to Mikel Arteta. The only thing I will say, do I have faith in Edu, Vinay and Arteta to do the right things in the window coming up in January to get the players in to get us over the line? That's my concern. I'm sure if Edu went to the Cronkies and said, look, we are in the chance of winning our first Premier League in 18 years. Release the money. And Arsenal have money. We're not a poor club. We have a lot of money. And if Edu flew over and met the Cronkies, met Josh Kroenke and said, look, Josh, we are now coming out of the World Cup. We're in first spot. Boxing Day, January's transfer window opens on the 1st of Jan. We've got these players. We've got these players. We want them. Let's go and do the deal. I'm sure they will release the money. I'm sure they will turn around and said, okay, you do the deals, you do the right deals, you negotiate them, we're backing you. Simple as that. And if they go and do that...
Yeah, continue, Jess.
No, if they go and do that, then I'll back them all the way. That's what I'm saying. If we go and do a stupid transfer window and we don't do the business, then no, we won't win the Premier League because we don't have the depth of squad. Fact. Finish.
You can't argue with that. No. Ryan, do you have anything to say to that or to add to that? Because we'll be going into that crunch match between Arsenal and Chelsea in Stamford Bridge next. That's our next trajectory before we close the show. Ryan, do you have anything to add to what Jess just said?
No, he's not left me with anything. There's not even any crumbs to pick up. It's just It's just
Jess does a very clean job in these things, right?
it all depends on what the Cronkies say. Hopefully, Edu goes to him, and they've got to have a list of targets. I pray to God they do. You'd expect it. Go to them with the targets and say, listen, we're this close to winning the league. We're this close to doing this, that, and the other. We need these guys to come in to help us get it over the line. And 100% Savic and Zaha could help us out there. There's plenty of players that could come in and do a job to get us over the line and to add to the depth. We just, hopefully we see it. I'm not sold on Edu, as I agree. I'm not sold on him. But
me too, I'm not sold on him too,
I'm not. This is the thing is, right? I'm not sold on him, but I don't really know off the top of my head the other guys at other big clubs that do his job. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm sold on them.
But there's news out there that these clubs want him, Ryan. There's news out there that at least up to 3 top European clubs are looking at this guy. Like, what aren't we seeing? Like, Can you explain to me? Because I don't want a situation where these guys will leave the club and then they go to another club and then they go do a good job down there, and then we're left regret. We're left in regret and we're left in pain.
No, I don't agree because I don't know what clubs are looking at him, and it depends what league they're in as well. If he goes to, say, Inter Milan, and then Inter Milan win the Serie A, well, are we going to say he's done a better job because of what he's done at Arsenal? No, because he's gone to a league with a team that's stronger in that league. Is he going to go to PSG, infinite money, and then sign whoever he wants, and PSG win their league again and then come close to Champions League again? And we're going to say, is that a better job? No, because it's in an easier league. So it all depends on the team. If he went to a smaller club and made them world beaters, then you'd say we made a mistake. But it depends on the caliber of the team and what their targets are. So the targets for Arsenal,
Totally
we know
agree.
well
I
and
totally
good.
agree.
And we know
um,
that overspent and we've not been able to make money on sales. So yeah, I'm
yeah.
not entirely sold, but let's see what they do in January. Let's give them January. Let's see what they do.
See, because Jess, when me and Ryan started this station, we set out to this fact that we will criticize anything, but we'll do that constructively. So this is not a channel where we just come out and start slagging off the club and slagging off players. As a principle, me and Ryan, we don't do that on this channel. But we do what we call a kind of very, very constructive criticism, which means if something goes wrong, we look into it and we look for answers. We search for positives, we search for the negatives too, and we lay it bare and discuss about it, just like we're doing right now. That's how it should be done, and that's how you bring the fan base together. Come together, let's talk about the problems that we have, and that's it. See, Edu, back to back, he's brought in lots of questionable players to Arsenal Football Club. Ryan, you remember the Willian transfer. And can you believe it? Willian is scoring goals at Fulham right now. He's scoring goals, putting in performances. So what is the problem? The 3 million we gave for McQueenis, when the club should at least save that 3 million, that £3 million, but and just get him for free, and we just gave that club £3 million for free when McQueenis in less than some months will come out for free. And that transfer had kickbacks written all over it. I'm sorry, but for me, that's my own idea. He's brought in lots of questionable signings into Arsenal, but of course, he's also brought in Odegaard. you know, he's brought in Odegaard. He brought in Gabriel Jesus. He brought in Zichenko. Kudos there. But for me, not perfect enough. He left us out to dry with a replacement, with not bringing a replacement for Thomas Partey in this past transfer window, and that's a no because this team would have collapsed when Thomas Partey got an injury in the first half of this season. So you can imagine that the situation would have been if Thomas Partey didn't come back from injury. It's all lost. We won't even have a title to be pursuing right now. So that's why it's just in the middle for me. He hasn't done anything spectacular for me. So I don't know. It's if he goes, good. If he doesn't go, no problem. But I do need him out of the club anyway. But okay, that's it. Let's go into Chelsea Football Club right now. Jez, I just want you to start this because, of course, Arsenal going to Stamford Bridge, to a place that has been our stomping yard since 2018. See, Chelsea Football Club as a club hasn't beaten us in Stamford Bridge since 2018. We've had a field day down there. Even Nketiah has had a field day down there. Martinelli, oh, that's his space, to perform. It's his stage. But before we go into that game with Chelsea on Sunday, Jez, I want to give me a little bit of a history around this particular game in this question. What is your best, I mean, your absolute best memory of Arsenal versus Chelsea in Stamford Bridge ever for you before you get into that question?
It would be the game 1990, 97, was it 90, 90? No, it might be 98. I'm trying to think now.
I hope I didn't rattle you. You know, that's your specialty, this histories of all these clubs and all these things. So
it would be the game when Arsenal won 3-1. Aubameyang scored the amazing goal from actually the Chelsea goal line on the edge of the 18-yard box, where the goal line and the 18-yard box meet.
is it Wankwo Kanu?
Oh, yeah, sorry. It was Kanu. Yes, it was.
It was Kanu. Yeah, it's Wankwo Kanu. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
And he curled it straight in with his size 14 boots. I always remember that because he had to have special football boots made for him. Yes, that was an amazing. I was actually at the game. It was an amazing result. Chelsea were a big part team then. It's not far before Abramovich bought them. Another great game I remember was in 1978. We beat them 2-1.
Ryan, are you hearing?
2-1.
Were you still in the ball sack at that time, Ryan?
Jez, the Kanu one, was that the 3-1 when he scored the hat trick? That one.
Yeah,
was that the one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What a player Kanu was. He's an absolute guy.
It was class, absolute class. Yeah. And the other one, it was, I think, my second or third away game at
ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, Jess. Ladies and gentlemen, Napoli have just scored a goal against Liverpool at Anfield, of all places. Liverpool is losing 0-1. Barcelona just scored a third goal against Plazen. Marseille is still leading 1-0 as it is. They're going to the Europa League. Sporting Lisbon is still leading by a goal. And that Napoli goal came from Odegaard. So right now, Liverpool is losing at Anfield. You can continue now.
Tony, I'll just jump in just while you mentioned Napoli. The guy who's got the assist for Napoli, I can't pronounce his name, but if we was to sign someone in January, if we had any amount of money, that's the guy I would sign. Is about 20, 21, absolute world at his feet. Is the position that we need. Absolute baller. If we could sign anyone, it would be him. Right? However you pronounce it, something like that. He looked top class him. But yeah, go on, take.
Good. Although the goal is under review now from VAR, so it must still be cancelled. But let's see. As for now, it's still Napoli 1, Liverpool 0. Jez, please, you were saying something.
Yeah, I think 78. It was Alan Sunderland and Liam Brady. Liam Brady scored an absolute world free kick. I've never seen such a curve on a ball at the time. Arsenal won 2-1. Hadn't won there for quite a period of time. I think that was my third away game as a kid at Stamford Bridge. That was a day out. And the crowd was humongous. I think at the bridge that day, it was something like 43,000, something stupid. Yeah. That's when Chelsea had the old shed, the old proper shed end. And it was a shed. It was.
It was a shed, right?
Yeah, it was.
Nothing like Highbury.
It was a shed. Stamford Bridge back then had a big running track round it. And Stamford Bridge back in time was an absolute crap ground. It was
Wow.
shockingly poor. But
Shockingly poor, right? Yeah. So, see, let's go into that Chelsea game. Jez, what do you think that game will come? What will end up that game? What will Arsenal go do in that game? And do you have any confidence at all in this team to go to Stamford Bridge, pile the pressure on Manchester City at the top of that table? Do you think we're bringing in the goods on Sunday?
yeah,
Come game time, tea time against Chelsea in Stamford Bridge.
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
Ooh. Jez, that's a good one. But what gives you that confidence that we're going to pick them apart in Stamford Bridge? Before I go to Ryan.
Chelsea aren't settled. They're up and down. They totally capitulated against Brighton. Their results have been up and down, round the corner, and they are not looking in a good place right now. With a balanced Arsenal team,
Yeah.
I think Arsenal can pull this 1-2-1.
Okay, Ryan, up to you. Just before you come in, Ryan, Napoli's goal against Liverpool has been cancelled for an offside position on one of the players, so it's null. So Liverpool 0, Napoli 0, but of course our main targets, Tottenham Hotspurs, are still losing with Son out. It's a Herculean task for Tottenham to come back to that game right now. But let's see what Ryan has to say about Chelsea versus Arsenal coming up on Sunday. Ryan, do you see us piling up the pressure on Manchester City come Sunday?
So there's no reason why we can't be confident going into the game. Chelsea they seem to have turned a corner under Potter, but the issues have come up. Looks like they've come up again, possibly. We're playing well. We're top of the league, so we've every reason to be confident. We won there last season when we weren't so good. We're better now. So, like I said, there's no reason that we shouldn't be confident. I'm going to have to change my score prediction now because my score prediction was 2-1, and it looks like I'm copying Jez. Every time you've come to me second, I've just agreed with him. So so I'll change it to 3-1. You know, I might as well. I'm not. I don't think it'll be 1-0. I think Chelsea possibly will grab a goal. But yeah, so yeah, I'll go 3-1, and I have no reason to not be confident. The players hopefully should be as confident as me. So 3-1 to the Arsenal. No worries.
Okay,
BX
as for me, my prediction.
Ryan BX Gunner 81's gone with you. 3-1 the Arsenal.
3-1. BX Guna, shout out to you. Fear of Black London. Oh my brother. Thank you, Fear of Black London. You always come here. Recently. Thank you very much, Fear of Black London. God bless you, my brother. Thanks for always supporting me, my guy. Thank you, man, and God bless you. See, my own prediction is straight up. I really do think Arsenal will go into Stamford Bridge and completely turn Chelsea over. See, now they're at their weakest. No, and it's because of situations beyond their control right now. See, they have a Koulibaly who is in training right now, who's coming back. See, Koulibaly is a case right now waiting to happen. It's an explosive. And if Chelsea bring him in right now, because he's coming back from injury, right now and put him in that place, in that back four or back three, or if they play a back three, they're in trouble. They need to play a back four. So if Koulibaly gets into that mix, I'm sorry, man, it's the end. Arsenal will blitz Chelsea come Sunday. Trust me. It's going to be 4-2. I see us completely beating Chelsea on Sunday. Mind you, if the only player that I was really afraid of 2 to 3 weeks ago, if he was going to be in this match, was Rich James, because he's become an engine room in that Chelsea team. Most of their attacks starts from him most times, and of course he brings Sterling into the game. It helps the midfield, other midfielders to improve the game. Tottenham Hotspurs have just equalised right now, and it's Langley just equalised for Tottenham Hotspurs. It's a shame. But yeah, just like I was saying, so they don't have a Rich James who's their engine room right now. So I think it's fair game. Arsenal can comfortably go down there and give them a silly beating. Aubameyang can't even come in to even play, but definitely he will come to play on Sunday. So he's been losing opportunities. I know he'll be very motivated for that game on Sunday, but Jess, that Chelsea team, they've just given us a recipe and a blueprint on how to beat them. And that recipe was given to us by Brighton. Attack, attack, attack. Just show hunger. Show the hunger. That's what Brighton did. If you can show that hunger, show that intensity in the first 30 minutes, don't drop off in the last 10 minutes of the first half. Trust me, that Chelsea team will capitulate. Trust me. They will collapse. Trust me.
I
There's
agree.
nothing holding it right now.
I do agree with you there, Tony, but we've seen in recent games, Arsenal start hard, fast, 1-0 up, sit back, let the other team come on you, put us under pressure, and that's my concern. Arteta has to get into the players' heads. You go 1-0 up, you then go again, and you go again, and you go again. You kill the team, you go in at 2-0 at half time. Yeah, you come out fast in the second half, like we did against Nottingham Forest. I know Nottingham Forest are a different calibre of team, and you get that third goal early on, job done. It's game over.
Ryan, do you have anything to say? Because legitimately, if Arsenal is serious of winning this trophy, we should be going to Chelsea and beating the hell out of them. We'll make a statement, don't you think? Isn't that a statement win?
Yeah, so obviously we know the main statements that the opposition fans are saying is that we've not played anyone. Obviously, we played United, lost unfairly, but we lost, so that is what it is. Then we
It
played
is what it
Liverpool,
is.
won, played Tottenham, won. Chelsea's the next one, and it's away as well. So it's similar to the United game. They're at similar level. United playing better than them at the minute, to be honest, but it's away at what is a rival for them positions that we're aiming for. So 100% there's a statement to be made here. A win and a good win, a sound win is a perfect statement.
Yeah.
A draw is nowhere near the end of the world because it's one of them games. It's pretty local in it. Obviously, it's a London derby.
Yeah.
It's teams up against each other. So again, as long as we avoid the loss, we really can't have any complaints. But like I've said, there's a statement to be made with a win, and we can make a statement to say we are titled, and we're title challengers. And if we get that win, you cannot say we've not played anyone anymore because who's left to play? There's only City
Who's
left
left to play?
So
Maybe just man. Anyway, Newcastle this season, they're proving to be a boogie team this season. And of course, that's why I started my first show on Monday with Steve. Shout out to Steve McCalla. I started a show called Gunners and Mags. So we'll talk most of the time about Arsenal and Newcastle. I genuinely think Newcastle is stepping into that top four race. They've put their hearts there. They've laid down the marker. And I think that, see, Newcastle might genuinely be challenging for the title this season. They have all the trappings, all the markings to be a genuine title contender this season. They have the money. They have a good coach right now, Eddie Howe. Let's don't underrate him. It's English. That's why people are underrating him. Eddie Howe is a good manager, a good one. See what he's done ahead of schedule for Newcastle. See what they've done. Top four, quick, easy, no argument. And in January, because that club is very, very serious, the series of winning titles, they would go on and support that manager. They would back Eddie Howe in the transfer market by January. If anyone wants to lay a bet on it, please do. They will back that manager because they have endless resources. And when you have endless resources and a coach who's ready to scrap, ready to fight, trust me, they are in the top four this season. I, of course, I will ask this at the end of this show, but I genuinely think that Newcastle are genuine top four contenders this season, if not
Tony,
title
Tony,
contenders, to be very serious.
Tony, obviously, we discussed this in one of our very first shows. I think it even might have been after the Palace game with me, you, and Ola, and we
Yeah.
discussed teams that are challenging for top four. And I said Newcastle then, and not just because of the money they've got, just because the way they're managed, the signings are very astute. The signings like Wilson and Bruno Guimaraes is an
Guimaraes.
astonishing signing. It obviously we've said it. I'll say it again. Why did these men not sign him? We should have 100% signed him.
100%.
He's an absolute
Shocking
revelation. They're managed very well. Yeah, they're definitely a team that's going to aim for that top four. And a team to watch out for, 110%.
Jez, any idea? Newcastle United. I just started a show called Gunners and Mags. It's every Monday. Me and Steve McCullough, who's a friend of our show here too. Started that show because I do believe that Newcastle are here to stay. And mind you, Jez, they have the backing. They have that Saudi oil money. It's unquantifiable. What do you think this season? Newcastle top four, challenging for the title this season. What do you think?
I don't think they'll challenge this year. I totally agree with you. They have got the backing. They will be a force to reckon with in the next year, 2 years. No question about that. They've got ambitions, massive, massive ambitions. And big up to the Newcastle fan base. Their loyalty as fans is ridiculous. You go to that grounds and they are relentless. And you couldn't meet a nicer bunch of people. Seriously. They're always welcoming. They always give you a great welcome in the pubs and around the town. They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. I don't think they'll challenge this year. I think they will drop off. I don't think they've got the depth of squad. They will strengthen. Yes, they got shed loads of money. And I think in the next year, maybe two, they'll be up there. They will be up there. That is for sure.
Jess, even if we're even talking about squad depth, their squad depth is it's okay. Right now. It's okay. They have Wilson who's scoring goals for fun. They have Sir Maximan who didn't even need to even come to play in their last game against Aston Villa. He was on the bench. They just brought him out just for show. They have Almiron. Almiron, for some reason, Maggie Almiron has scored 7 goals this season. His best ever in the Premiership this season. It's like a different signing. He's a tiger. He's like a beast this season, completely destroying players, capsizing defenses and collapsing them, leaving them for dead and leaving them wondering what's happening. 7 good goals for Almiron this season. Mind you, they still have an Isaac who is injured out right now, and he hasn't even come into play. Murphy is the one deputizing for him right now. And when Isaac comes, because he came for big money from Real Sociedad for about 75 million pounds, big top signing, record signing for Newcastle as a whole. It is on the injury treatment table right now, but they have squad in depth. They're still scoring goals. And mind you, they still have John Joe Shelby, who is actually a very, very good player. They also have Guimaraes, who they brought in a season ago, who's scoring goals for them. He leads the pressing from the midfield also. He's that good. He aids the strikers to score goals. He helps defensively. Newcastle have all the trappings of a top four team this season. I don't know why people are not seeing it, but I see through it. I see through it. Big up to Anthony Herbert for that super chat. I know you like Jess very well. Jess, it would be nice for you to have a show one day with Anthony Herbert. He's your big fan. He likes you very well. He runs a
I,
show called Gooners from All Corners.
we did actually have it arranged at one point, but unfortunately,
Oh,
Anthony
good,
couldn't make
good.
it. But Anthony, contact me on Insta, man. Contact me. And
Anthony,
we're
you heard that, right? You got that right here.
yeah.
You see? You see? You see? Jez is here. So, contact Jez and you get that interview with him. Jez is already my big brother already. Anyway. So yeah. Jez, I want your prediction. Ryan too will give me his prediction too for the game. Okay, we've already gone through the predictions, right? Already, right?
Yeah, we've done that. Yeah, we've done
Yeah.
that.
So predictions for top four. That's the last question for the show. Jez, I will start with you, and then Ryan, you can round up the show for us. So yeah,
My prediction top four is Man City. They always come good. They've got the depth of squad. I could change this, but this is my prediction right now. Here,
right now,
I'm going
guys, you
Man
hear me
City.
here first.
I'm going Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and I'm going. I'm going to go. I'm going to go out of the wing. I'm going to go out of the wing, and I'm going to say Newcastle.
Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here. Jess Collins, the legendary Jess Collins, just gave his top four. Rewatch the show and get it
I
if you
always
didn't
get it
hear
wrong. I always get it wrong.
Ryan, yeah, and our main man here, Ryan. Ryan, big ups to you, man. Thanks for making up with this show. Please just give me your top four. I always put you on the spot, Ryan. I know I'm a
Yeah,
bad guy for this. Please don't knock me off after we finish the
always,
show.
always. I like Jez's prediction there. One, I liked it because outside the box, going for Newcastle, and I liked it second because I'm not picking that same top four, so I'm not a sheep on this one. Thank God. It's the only question I've
Good.
not followed and totally
Sheep
agreed.
led to slaughter.
But again, sound predictions. But I will, yeah, I can only go City to win it at the minute. We'll see what we do in January. I'll put us second, hopefully close seconds, and then I'm gonna go United for third. Overlooked by Jez, but I feel like they're coming good under Ten Hag. I can only see them getting stronger. They could add in January, and then fourth, you're looking at either Chelsea, Newcastle, or Chelsea or Newcastle, or is there anyone else competing for fourth? I'm not sure. I don't think there is there? I'm not leaving anyone out, am I? There's no one I'm leaving out, is there?
There's
No
no
one else
one.
competing for fourth.
Yeah.
Only Chelsea and Newcastle left. So I'll go Chelsea for fourth. So City, Arsenal, United, and Chelsea.
Good shout.
Okay. Good shout. Good shout. See, yeah. I can't go back. I can't go back on my prediction. I've already committed myself, And Jez, you will bear me witness when we had the show with Northside, when I came out to you and told you where Diesel was there, Northside was there, and someone else was there. Kenny Ken was there. And I came
Yeah.
out to you guys and I told you guys that Arsenal was going to challenge for the league title this season. Um, Out of the bunch, it was just you and Kenny Ken that did not really judge me at the spot. Uh, but you guys were like, okay, where's this guy coming from? Where's this dude coming from? But Northside judged me instantly there. This would judge me instantly there. But right now, everyone can see what's going on right now. No one, absolutely no one, will see that table right now and we say, hey, Arsenal are not going to challenge for the start of the season. So that's one thing I've done this season, and I'm very happy for it. I've backed this team from the start to the end, and I'm going to back them right straight to the end of it. And I hope you recognize that fact too, sir. So my top
So
four.
Hey, so am I. So am I. I'm an Arsenal fan. I want us to win the league.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't want Arsenal to lose. I want us to win the league.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So my prediction is Arsenal first. Arsenal win this league this season. Unprecedented. You know, we've been tested. We've been tested in series of grounds, and whether we like it or not, we beat Liverpool. We beat Tottenham Hotspurs. We're going on Sunday to beat Chelsea Football Club. Trust me, we'll do it. And I believe that Arsenal will win the league this season. People don't believe it right now, but when it unravels, you will see what's going to happen. I might be the laughing stock now, but just give it time and wait until after 20 games. Then you see what I'm talking about this season. Second, of course, Man City. Definitely. Many people have already given Man City the league title this season. And I was telling people that Man City, they will get to a point where they would start having injuries. And now look at what has happened to Haaland. I told people that Haaland would get injured. He has a checkered injury record. And it's showing now. That guy will miss close to 3 weeks right now. And in the coming second half, he's going to miss it because he has this type of injuries in the Bundesliga, not just for one season, but for multiple seasons. So I know I watch the Bundesliga. So I know what I'm talking about. And funny enough, Manchester City have built their team around Erling Haaland because that's where the goals are coming from. And right now you could see they struggled against Leicester City that Arsenal put on toast 4-2. So let this just ring bells for all of us. Newcastle, I think Newcastle will be the surprise out of the park. They will come third this season because I really see them strengthening in January, bringing in players this season because now they now have endless wealth. And when your players recognize this fact and they're now putting up goals, anyhow, Almiron, Wilson, Joelinton is scoring goals. All these players, Guimaraes, scoring goals, doing quite well. See, I give them that third spot. Then that fourth spot, I think Chelsea might just nick it in. Chelsea might just nick that fourth spot in. But again, it's between them and Manchester United because for some reason Manchester United are grinding out results, in recent games. So, and they have players. For now, I think they have the players that can actually do it. A resurgent Rashford, Anthony is still there. Ronaldo is still there as backup too. So let's see what's going to happen. But I do think that Chelsea might nick that top four this season. Yeah. So on that note, Ryan, you can end the show. For if you have any question for Jess, you can ask him before we all go.
Not prepared for that question, Tony. So I enjoyed the question about Chelsea. So we'll leave it there. If you want me to think of some in the future, no worries. You blindsided me with that one there. But like always, everyone that like always, everyone that's watched, everyone that's turned up, we massively appreciate you here. Even Chelsea Dan with his comments about Chelsea being top for 3 months last season. Again, he loves to make that statement. He's made
loves
it again.
To make that statement. Big up Chelsea Dan. Amy Baba, shout out to you.
Even Dan, we love you here. Everyone who's comments, everyone that likes.
Anthony Herbert, our partner, also here, a Crest member of the channel. Big ups to you. BX Gunner, Fear of Black London, Craig AFC. Shout out to you too. God bless you guys.
We fully appreciate you here. We love you for watching and liking. Just carry on liking and subscribing and watching what we do. And God bless to everyone.
Yeah, Chelsea Dan, shout out to you too. Chelsea OG, shout out to you. And Jez, please give us an outro if you can. Just tell us, shout out your channel and tell us when you would come back here again. Because obviously, see, we just had an interview for 1 hour 34 minutes. This was scheduled to be just 1 hour, but see, when you're with Jess, you just have to milk it, because you don't know if you would get into his bad books and it won't come to your show again. So you just have to seize that opportunity when you have this legend around. And see, Jess, I love you, man. I love your presence, sir. We might not see eye to eye in some certain cases, in some certain opinions, but I always like how you put your ideas, how you bring whatever you talk, how you bring it forward, and how you also try to bring people together. And of course, because I know you have a closely knit circle of podcasters around you. You have Lee Gunner around you. You have Northside with you, Diesel with you, and Gracie May. It's a very tightly knit, concentrated kind of podcasters around you. And for you to allow me, bring me into the fold down there, I really thank you, sir, because I know not everyone, comes into that fold or breaks it into it in any way. But thank you, because after I had that interview with you, I got a show with Gracie May. I always wanted Gracie May on the show. Me and Ryan, we had a taste of what Gracie May, had, and of course, we will likely bring her back because we love her. I think we also had this guy here too. Kenny Ken was also here. And of course, I now have a show with Northside LDN. So if not for you that created these openings for me, it wouldn't have been possible. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Look, can I just say, I am nobody special. I am just an everyday Arsenal fan. I've got a lot of history with the club. I've been to a lot of games. I know an awful lot about the club. I will go on anybody's channel because I love talking to Arsenal. You were more than welcome to come on my show when you did with Kenny Ken. Ryan, you are welcome any day. And
Yeah. Ryan, you got that, right?
whilst I've been on your show tonight, I've been thinking that in the next couple of weeks, usually on a Wednesday night, I do a show with Kenny Ken, Gracie and Lee. I won't be doing one with Lee for a couple of weeks now, but maybe not next week, but maybe the week after,
Okay.
we can get you guys on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I would like the opportunity.
With Kenny, Gracie. Tomorrow night I'm doing one with Kenny, Gracie and Warren from Warren's Team Talk. And then later in the week, at some point, well, Thursday night, I'll be doing fan cams, player ratings with Lee. And I'm doing a show on Friday night somewhere. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But look, I'm nobody special, guys. I'm not a big YouTuber. I just like talking to different people.
You're playing it down now. You're playing it down, Jeff.
I haven't got that many. I haven't got that many more subs than you. And at the end of the day, I just like talking Arsenal, and I respect your views. I respect Ryan's views. I go on the North Sides. I go on Diesels, all different channels. I have cut it down to certain channels because certain people I find frustrating, and you're not one of them, guys. That's for sure.
Thank you very much.
So don't think I'm bigger than you guys, because I'm bloody well not. That's a fact. I'm not. It's all good fun to me. It's a laugh. We debate. We may not agree, but we have a debate in a polite, adult fashion. And I have my opinion. You've got yours. Ryan's got yours. Kenny's got his. Lee. All these different people have got their opinions. And that's great. That's what it's about. We can all debate and talk and chat and say, yeah, okay, I might not agree with you, but okay, I respect you. I mean, a guy I've met, I actually loved the fella, Prince Foud. Yeah,
Prince Fuad. Big up, Prince
yeah.
Fuad. Big up to you,
You know,
wherever you are, man.
he and I have some great debates. I don't agree with him. He doesn't agree with me, but we don't fall out. We just talk
Yeah.
about it, and that's how it is. So I'll get hold of you guys. Maybe come on, not next week, but the week after on my channel, and get some other couple of guys on there, and we'll have a great debate.
Good, good, good. Thank you, Jess. So on that note, something just happened. Liverpool, for some reason, have just scored a goal. Mo Salah has just scored a goal for Liverpool. Liverpool won, Napoli 0 in the 87th minute. Wow. Is that back Liverpool to top four? I don't know. Marseille, Tottenham 1-1. See, guys, join me tomorrow as I have a show tomorrow with Northside LDN for our third installment of Heated Debate. I will be going to his channel. It's going to be a heated debate down there with me and Northside LDN. We'll be battling for the heart of Arsenal at the end of the day. So please join me and Northside LDN tomorrow for our show, Heated Debate Episode 3. Also, I'll be back here to my own studios where Ola of the United family will be back here for the rival show. Ola hasn't been around for some time, so I'll be having him back tomorrow. I will send out the leaflets for that for the time he'll be coming tomorrow. And on Thursday, please, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome Deji Spores back to the channel for our show, The Minority Report. Jez, you and Deji Spores have had, a little bit of a run in before in my channel here when you visited and he was running his mouth about Tottenham Hotspurs, and you gave him a beating the other day on the chat and you told him, hey man, your team is shit. And when I saw that, I was just so happy, man, that Jez actually took down Deji Spores in the chat. One of these days I would bring you here. I don't know if you're up for that kind of heat, Jez, but I would really, I really want you to have a taste of what Deji Spores, the mouthy Tottenham Hotspur fan, what he's like. So if you want that shot, sir, you can have it. It's all here. I have a show with him every Thursdays. It's called The Minority Report. It's one of the best shows I have here, apart from Ran and Claude show for me, which is the best. So yeah. So it would be nice to have you here. Whenever you want a taste of that Tottenham guy, please let me know. And on Friday, yeah, yeah. And on Friday, I'm thinking of bringing in Egal. I'm still waiting for clearances for that. Egal, who is the Egal Football Talks. I'm planning to bring him here on Friday, but let's see what happens. And then you can also join me for the post-game shows.
Is that Egal?
Yeah, Egal. Yeah, I'm planning to bring him, but he hasn't given me clearances yet. So I'm still waiting for clearances for that.
Is he the guy that goes on he's American?
He has a channel called it's Canadian. It's Canadian.
Yeah. Oh mate, get me on with him. I'll rip him a new one. I'll rip him a new one.
Okay. So that's just it. So and you can also join us on Monday also for Gooners and Mags. Our new show that we have. And of course, you can join me and Ryan together. We'll be here on Tuesday again. Just me and him. Me, when me and Ryan, come together, we just talk football. It's an easy going one. We can just sit down and talk football for 2 hours, but it will be a 1 hour show. It won't be like this one. This one is just a special one. So guys, thank you very much. And Jez, please, can you tell them where they can find you, please?
Arsenal History and More YouTube channel. It's all about Arsenal. Talk about the history. I'm going to come up with a new part of it. I'm going to start. I always continue with the history. Part 3 of Arsenal in the Glory 30s will be coming up soon, and then I'm going to start talking about individual players. of Arsenal from back in time to modern day, which we know is going to talk about some absolute iconic players as individuals that we've had the honour of having at this club and having the honour of watching. So mixing the content up, also do podcasts, also do match reviews, blah blah blah. It's all good. It's all fun. And if you haven't seen me, come and subscribe.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, go to the channel, the Arsenal history and more channel. Just go there and subscribe to Jess Collins, and of course, catch me and Ryan on the Ryan and Claude show next week Tuesday. Ryan,
Yeah.
any last words?
Before we get off, we know what we have to do, Tony. What have we not done?
The banter club of the week.
Banter club of the week.
You thought we forgot about it. The banter club of the week. Ryan, please give us the banter club of the week, please, before we go. This is a special one because the legend, and the myth is here with us, Jess Collins. So, Jess Collins, this is a particular segment of the show that Ryan always takes apart the team that performed poorly in the league, before the week starts. So, Ryan, 1, 2, 3, go. Banter club of the week, guys.
I mean, the Chelsea fans thought they was going to get away with it. I think they might have thought we'd forgot about it, but obviously we didn't forget about it. It's one of the easiest banter clubs of the week for me this week.
Oh my God!
Chelsea Dan, my mate. Sorry, pal, but
sorry, Chelsea Dan.
Banter club of the week. Gotta be Chelsea.
It has to be Chelsea, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan has just given the banter club of the week goes to Chelsea Football Club for disgracefully losing against Brighton. Ryan, thank you for that. It's very, very important that Chelsea have to get it, because next on Sunday we go to Stamford Bridge and we can tear them a new one. We could generally give them the banter club of the week back to back. It depends on Arsenal. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Football Club, banter club of the week. Thank you, Jez. Thank you, Ryan Maguire. And we sign out.